Hello there, I'm not sure of my own name anymore. Let's get right to it. So this is Donkey Kong Land 2, and it's effectively the same as Donkey Kong Country 2, I think, at this point, just on a smaller scale. But I think it is, despite what I said on the previous review where I wasn't quite swayed by it, I do think, in the hindsight of like 30 seconds since recording sessions, I don't know, maybe it can grow me, maybe I was being a bit too harsh, because it looks, yes, it's a bit of an annoyance, for want of a better word, to have it on a portable console where there's no colour. But, on the same token, it still plays very well, and you've still got a good score, and you've still got a decent environment, blah blah blah. So yeah, it is fun, but it's just... I don't know, maybe I was letting that get to me a little. Because I'm having a good time, and that's all that matters, right? So, it's not done anything wrong, so to speak. I mean, I can't even use the excuse, especially for the latter entry, which we'll get to once I finish this, DK Land 3, that, it's not any good because Donkey Kong isn't in it as a playable character. Well, I can't really use that excuse because Donkey Kong 3 is already one of my favourite games of all time. From that very small period playing it yesterday, or the other day, whenever it was, I've already made that decision. It is one of the best games I've ever played. Oh! Yeah. Right, let's try that again. It'd be interesting to see how DKL3 works, because obviously the gameplay of that revolved around the two characters being on screen at the same time, as did the others, but I think in a more interactive way for the third one. But if they're limiting it to like one character per screen, it'd be interesting to see how DKL3 looks in that regard. So I'm kind of curious as to whether I enjoy that more on the Game Boy than I have the SNES, The score's very frantic, it seems like it doesn't fit. So good though, of course. Alright. Ah! God damn it, right. So has this changed my mind in the minutes that I played it? Yes and no. I do think that in hindsight I was being unfair to these games because of, the lack of colour palette. Well, that's not their fault. And I do think they do a pretty good job. All things considered, it still plays like a DKC game, it still looks like a DKC game, it still has that charm. So it was deeply unfair of me to judge it on that, and I apologise. That said, is it something that I'll come back to? Probably not, because we have something better, But it is nice, it is a good series, I can see why people like it. And yeah, that's it. And and then we'll move on to DKL3. But it is slowly changing my mind, so 5 minutes changed my mind, it has. To the extent that I respect the fact that they did this, and I'm kind of glad that they did this, you know, it is slowly growing on me, but I guess nothing will ever take away my love of the original DKC series, you know. So yeah, there you have it. So thank you for watching, like and subscribe. Goodbye.